All right, it's October, Halloween time. About time for me to go through all of these movies again in the Halloween franchise. So I wanted to make a tier list. Um, this will be different from the ranking. I will make a ranking probably, and this will be different. So this has nothing to do with my personal ranking. It's just where I think these movies go on a tier basis. Basically, how good I think the movie actually is. Personal preference is taken out. So I kept the basic tiers. I changed D to F just so the last tier will have an emphasis on how bad it is. I didn't think D sounded bad enough, so just S, A, B, C, and then F. S will basically transcend the franchise and put itself on a pedestal higher than that. Um, so let's just get into it. I'll just put these where I think they go and talk about each one a little bit. First Halloween, absolute classic. Um, do I think it's still perfect as I used to think? No, it's not as perfect. I do recognize the flaws. One of the main ones that I notice more than any nowadays is Michael Myers driving. And I know it's kind of weird to say that it doesn't seem like Michael to drive, even though this is the first movie and this is literally the original maker of Michael Myers. It still feels off to me to watch Michael Myers drive. I never liked that, but it is still an S tier film. It's still probably my favorite movie, definitely my favorite horror movie, and it just can't get much better than that. I love it for all of its flaws. I know there's some camera shadows, there's the smoke, John Carpenter's smoke in that one scene, but it's still one of the greatest horror movies of all time, if not the greatest. So I just don't think you can get any better than Halloween. Halloween 2, I really like Halloween 2. I think it actually is an A tier film. I think it's well made. I think I mean, I know John Carpenter pretty much directed it, even though what's his name? The other guy, I don't even remember his name. Um, is the director. From what I've heard, John Carpenter still had a lot to do with this movie, so it definitely still feels like a John Carpenter film, and I really like it. I love the hospital scenes. There's no Michael Myers driving; he's walking the whole time, which I love. I like Dick Warlock's Michael Myers. I actually really like the mask, the way that he stretches out the mask a little bit. I think it makes it look a little bit more scary, in my opinion. And he is a little bit robotic, but I kind of like that. It gives this movie a little bit of character, and it kind of just fits the Halloween 2 vibe. And the Halloween vibe of this movie is just different than all of the others. I can't really explain it well, but um, I just love the vibe of the hospital during Halloween night. I think it just fits perfectly. And the movie is like lightning quick. You blink and it's over. So it's not a long movie. It doesn't drag really at any parts, in my opinion. And the ending is amazing. Halloween 3, hated at first, but now it's kind of beloved. I'd say it's more loved than hated, much more now. And I think it's an S film. And do I think it's an S film? I really love Halloween 3. I think it is a S horror movie. I'm gonna stick with my choice. Um, you can't get much better than Halloween 3 as far as Halloween aesthetic. It's one of the most Halloween feeling movies that you can watch. The story is unique and crazy. Has some really good effects. The three masks are all of them are 10 out of 10 masks. I think they look amazing. The score is amazing. The color grading of this movie is amazing. I know it sounds weird me saying that, but the color grading of this movie, I just love it. It's just pure Halloween vibes. Um, if you haven't given Halloween 3 a shot yet, most people have. Give it a shot this year. I promise if you just watch it as Season of the Witch and just watch it as a Halloween movie and not a Halloween franchise movie, but just as a movie that takes place in Halloween, I don't see how you couldn't like it. It's just one of the greatest. I love Halloween 3. Halloween 4, I really like Halloween 4. The mask is kind of soured on me, even though I don't hate it nearly as much as other people. I think it is really scary, especially in that scene where he sits up in the bed. Um, what tier movie do I think it is? I think I'm gonna have to put it in a B. I think it's a B movie, but I really like it. Um, I like the character choices. I like that they didn't bring Laurie Strode back. I think that's what these modern movies did the worst, was bring her back. I feel like they should move on. I never hated the family aspect. I can kind of dig with it, but I'm glad that they moved on. And now it's like a little girl that kind of hypes up the intensity. He's going after a little girl now. And I like the other characters. Rachel, I think her name is. I think she's a really good final girl. Um, Tina doesn't show up until I think the fifth one, but a lot of people hate Tina. I don't hate her as much. She's all right. Um, but um, Dr. Loomis is amazing in this movie. One of my favorite performances by him, alongside, I didn't mention him in the first two, which is amazing because he's my favorite character in the whole franchise. But I love Dr. Loomis. He's one of the most perfect characters of all time. Probably my favorite movie character. And Halloween 4 is a lot of fun. There are some moments that makes me want to put it in an A movie, but I think overall B is fair. And that brings us to Halloween 5. I feel like just out of everything, I need to put this at a C, but I don't hate it as much as other people. Would I put it on the same tier as Halloween 4 is the question. I don't think I will. I really wish there was a tier between B and C, or if maybe there was like a D, so this isn't like bottom, second to bottom. But I can't put it on the same level as 4. I don't hate Halloween 5 as much as other people. The mask is pretty bad. One of my least favorite masks, although it's kind of grown on me a little bit. It's the Nick Cage mask. I don't despise it. It used to ruin the movie for me, but it definitely doesn't anymore. I can look past it. I hate what they did with Jamie, making her deaf for some reason. Her character becomes annoying. She's like the best part of Halloween 4, and then in Halloween 5, she's just kind of annoying. Dr. Loomis is absolute batshit in this movie, but I love it because I think that just fits his character. Everyone calls this the drunk Loomis, and I love it. It's one of the most entertaining parts of the movie. Um, the whole barn scene is one of my favorite sequences of the whole franchise. I love the whole barn scene and the farm setting. I think the aesthetic is actually pretty good in this movie. It's just slow at parts. It's very giallo because it had an Italian director, so obviously. So it does have that feel. It definitely has a giallo feel, which is very weird for a Halloween movie. The characters take a step down, although I don't hate them. Um, Tina becomes the final girl, and everybody hates Tina. She is really annoying, especially in the first scene that she comes in the movie. It's really bad. But after that, it's not as bad. She does have some really cringy dialogue, like when she's talking to Dr. Loomis on the staircase. But overall, I enjoyed this movie more than most, and I don't despise it. So I can't put it on the level as 4, but I feel like people give this movie a lot of crap that it doesn't deserve. That brings me to Halloween 6, which is really interesting because I would put this on the level as like Halloween 2, but the parts that I don't like about it, I actually hate. So there are parts of this movie that I hate, like Michael Myers standing at attention during the ceremony. Really, the whole ceremony thing I hate. The whole curse thing. I don't really hate the curse thing. It's all right, but I could do without it. But everything else is really good. So I think I'll put it as a B movie. I really like the performances. Paul Rudd, everybody hates his character in this one, but I really like it. I think he plays it exactly how he was supposed to play it. I don't see how people can hate it that much. I actually like the first 30 minutes of this movie is like my favorite sequence in the whole franchise. For some reason, when you have Jamie getting chased by Michael Myers, it's like a rainy night. You have Paul Rudd listening to the radio, everything going on. She calls into the radio while she's on the run. I think all that's perfect. And then it cuts to um, Dr. Loomis, and he's also listening to the radio station, and he's writing his book. And I just love the whole vibe of like the first 30 minutes of this movie. I think it's amazing. And then after that, you get the family aspect, which I thought was really interesting. And this movie is, bar none, probably the most atmospheric Halloween movie with Michael Myers in it. I might even say it's more atmospheric than Halloween 3. I probably would, honestly. The outdoor, like, daytime shots of this movie are just absolutely amazing. It's just pure fall Halloween vibes. You can't get it any more than this. The decorations are on point, 10 out of 10. I really like the look of Michael Myers in this movie. I think it's a terrifying mask. I think he is a little bit more too puffed up. He looks a little bit overweight, which I kind of don't like, but I think the mask is terrifying. Um, and he's absolutely ruthless in this movie. This is probably one of the scariest Michael Myers in the franchise. He's just completely ruthless. So I really like Halloween 6. I think it's underrated. I think it's probably the most underrated Halloween movie. Um, and more people should give it a shot. I think I think it is the theatrical cut that I like better. They tried to clean it up, like the whole Cult of Thorn thing. I could do without that. The Man in Black, I don't like that stuff. But every other aspect of the movie I like, and it's one that I watch every year. That brings me to Halloween H2O, which is one that is actually downgraded. I used to like this movie a lot more, and then after I've thought about it and I've watched it a lot, um, I kind of realized that I don't like this movie as much as I thought I do. So honestly, I think it's a well-made movie, so I'll put it in B. I don't think it's quite C. But I really don't like the vibe of this movie. It has no atmosphere really. The opening has pretty good atmosphere, but then after that, like the whole schoolyard, it's just really no Halloween atmosphere at all. I think Jamie does a really good job in this one. Performance wise, obviously this is a requel, I guess you would call it. It's a sequel to Halloween 2, so this is like the second timeline in the Halloween franchise. And it's okay. I think it fits the time. It's basically the Michael Myers Scream movie, and it definitely feels like that. Honestly, it just become less enjoyable over time for me. And I hate the mask. This is my least favorite Michael Myers mask, and honestly, just my least favorite look overall. I think the mask is horrendous. I don't know how you come up with that. And then there's the scene with the CGI mask, but I'm not even talking about the CGI mask. The real mask itself is my least favorite. I think it's horrible. The eyes are way too wide. The hair is like spiky, like a 2000s haircut, which is they like tried to make Michael Myers look like a part of the time, and it just makes no sense. So the ending is cool, but it's ruined by a slog of a movie that comes before it. So unfortunately, this one's downgraded. I don't hate it. I can watch it still, but definitely not as good as I thought it, or as I used to think it was. Halloween Resurrection, I actually recently rewatched this, and it is not as bad as I remember. Yes, the rapper, I forget his name already. What is his name? I cannot remember his name. Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is terrible in the movie. Take him and then the Spice Girl, I forgot her name. The Spice Girl, if they take those two out, replace them with better actors, like actual actors that could play those parts, because I like their roles. I like their not their characters, but well, I like their characters, but I don't like them playing those characters. So if they hired actual actors to play those characters, I think it could have been amazing. Um, really, like, I know this is like a really hot take for me, but Halloween Resurrection is not that bad. I think it's very atmospheric. First, let me tier rank it. I can't put it at an A, obviously, but I don't know. Do I want to put it at C? My heart is telling me to put it at B because I actually enjoyed my watch through. The ending is horrible, obviously, so that kind of ruined a little bit of it, but no, I don't think it's a very well-made film. As far as how good the film is made, I guess I'll put it at a C because Busta Rhymes and that Spice Girl bring it down a lot. And the dialogue brings it down a lot. But honestly, I really enjoyed this last watch through. I thought the atmosphere was there. I don't remember this movie having that much atmosphere. I don't remember Halloween Resurrection having that much like a Halloween vibe, but it does. There are shots in here that I was like, I didn't remember at all. Like there was a shot of some trick or treaters walking down the street, and then there's a shot of a pumpkin. I actually really like the idea of the camera that they wear. It's ahead of its time. It's cool. I like the whole TV program, Dangertainment. I thought it's really cool. I really like that logo. They actually made a shirt of that I really want to buy. But again, it's just Busta Rhymes and that Spice Girl. If they were played by real actors, I think this movie would like jump up like 2 points for me. It would probably make it an A. It probably wouldn't make it an A, but it'd make it a B movie for sure. Um, there are parts of the movie that really are frustrating and really bad, like the whole alleyway, or not alleyway, but I guess it'd be like a walkway sewer system or something under the Myers house. Makes no sense at all. But honestly, if you shut your mind off, when I shut my mind off for it, I can have fun with Halloween Resurrection. I do not despise it like other people do. I can easily watch this movie. I actually really like the opening sequence. Obviously, stupid explanation on why he's still alive, but if you get past that, um, not necessarily Jamie dying isn't really my favorite part of the opening, but the whole vibe of him going to that place, and then like the schizophrenic dude that's like obsessed with killers. I really thought that was cool. And then that shot of him walking down the hallway, I think actually is really cool. But that whole sequence is cool. Besides the whole Michael Myers hanging upside down and crap, kind of weird. But Halloween Resurrection has slept on a little bit. I would say people need to give it another shot. All right, Rob Zombie's Halloween. I do not like the Rob Zombie movies. I don't really like Rob Zombie movies overall. I think he's a good director. He has an eye for it, but I just don't like his style. His style is like trailer trashy, really redneck, like cussing, like F word here and there, like or F word every other word. Just really nasty and vulgar. And I really don't like this first one. The first half of the movie is terrible. The whole kid. It makes me want to put it in an F, and I think I will. I'll put it in an F because I think it's blasphemy to do what he did in the beginning of this movie with the whole kid Michael Myers. The second half isn't as bad. Like it's not that bad. It's just kind of like a hyped up version of John Carpenter's Halloween, and it's watchable. But it's like why? I think Michael Myers is pretty scary in this one, but I don't know. I do not rewatch this movie. I don't rewatch any of his movies really. Um, I have no desire of really watching this one ever again. The second half is okay, but it's not good enough for me to go through that first half. So I think it's an F movie. I really don't like it. The opening is terrible. Not my kind of movies. And then, although I do think his Halloween 2 is a little bit better, I'll put it in C. It's just his style, his writing. I think it was better. He benefited off being able to do whatever he wanted to do. So I think that's what this movie has over this one. And it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie. It kind of just feels like a really depressing horror movie. I mean that's what it is, but it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie at all. Um, Michael Myers feels like a completely different character in somewhat. The dream sequences feel like Michael Myers, and I think that honestly that's the best parts is the dream sequences, which is kind of unfortunate. The white horse is terrible. I really don't like the ending, especially the director's cut where Michael Myers talks. I think that's atrocious. Um, I just really don't like the Rob Zombie films. I think this one's a little bit better, and I actually do need to rewatch the second one. I've seen the first one plenty of times. I remember it quite well, but I do need to rewatch Halloween 2, Rob Zombies, and I might do that this year. But from what I remember, it's better, but I still don't really like it. Now we're to the new trilogy, and it's severely downgraded for me. Whenever I first went and seen Halloween 2018 opening night, obviously I was a kid. I was a lot younger. I loved it, but that was because any movie I seen in the theater was awesome, and I seen it with friends, so I kind of had like the best experience you could have with this movie. But overall, it over time, it definitely downgraded, like bad. And make sure I'm still recording. Um, Now, I think it's a well-made movie, like they made it well. But overall, I think I got to put it. I'll put it in B. The comedy factors or whatever you want to call it, the humor is atrocious in this movie. It kills the movie. The whole scene with the kid in the bed, whenever he sees his babysitter getting killed, and then he like takes the whole situation completely unseriously. Um, I checked out right about there. I thought that was completely disrespectful to Michael Myers' character. Um, the new Loomis didn't like him, didn't like what he turned to be. Thought that was a really bad reveal. But Michael Myers is awesome in this movie. I will give it to what's his name? I cannot remember his name. James Jude Courtney, I think it is. He is not the problem with any of these movies. He is amazing in all of them. I think he got Michael Myers down to a T perfectly. Like he's in competition with Nick Castle as the best Michael Myers. Like the walk is perfect. That whole one shot in this movie, um, that whole one shot with him walking around the house, walking in the house, and then killing that girl in the window. It's just amazing. That really showed off how well he studied the character, and I think he plays Michael Myers perfectly. I like the look, although the mask is like really unrealistic. It literally looks like the mask aged like a human, so it literally looks like an old man, and I hate that. Although I think it kind of looks a little bit cool. Um, I just think it's okay now. I can watch Halloween 2018 probably more than these two, but still not very good. Too modern. I can't watch Michael Myers modern. I don't know why. Halloween Kills, um, really good opening, pretty good action, but atrocious movie. Um, Man, part of me wants to put this in F, but it's a well-made movie, so I can't put it in F. Even though I think Rob Zombie's Halloween is kind of a well-made movie, but I'm gonna keep it in F. I'll put it in C though because I think it's really bad. The story is horrible. The whole Evil Dies Tonight is atrocious. Absolutely kills the movie. I can't remember his character name, but this guy, I'll show a picture. Worst movie character ever. I cannot think of a movie character that I hate more than that guy. Um, Completely kills this movie. And then the whole scene at the hospital with the guy that they thought was Michael Myers with their chase. Like, how do you think that is Michael Myers? How can you possibly think that that is a monster, tall killer? Like, makes no sense at all. They were trying to portray a message. I know that's what they were trying to do, but it didn't work. It came off as absolutely stupid. I was literally in the theater dumbfounded at the stupidity that I was watching. Um, don't like Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends, my worst theater experience ever. I gotta put it at F just because of how much it disrespects the fans. A lot of people like it because it's different and all that stuff. I can't get past it. I don't like different. Maybe if they would have introduced the kid earlier on in the trilogy, it would have made more sense, and I would have taken it a little bit better. But they didn't. It just dropped on the last movie of the trilogy, and I hate it. Um, they make Michael Myers look like a wuss in this movie, which why? I mean, I understand story wise he's weak and old, but then at that point, why even make him a movie? Why make a movie if Michael Myers is too weak and old to kill? I don't understand that. Just stop making the movies. If he's too weak and old to kill, stop making Halloween movies. Like in that timeline. So that was stupid to me. People always come up with that excuse like, "Oh, Michael Myers is he's too old and he's too weak, he's losing his powers." Okay, then don't make the damn movie. Like, why would you make a Michael Myers movie if he can't kill? Um, yeah, I need to rewatch this because I watched it in theater opening night and I haven't watched it since because it made me mad. This is the first time I actually left the movie theater completely pissed. I remember halfway through the movie, I looked over and I was like to the people I went with, and I was like, "What is the like? What are we watching right now?" I was completely dumbfounded. I was so surprised because I stayed away from everything. I know it was kind of released a little bit. They had like a description of the movie that was really early. I stayed away from everything. I didn't watch a trailer. Even when we went to the movies to watch it, before the movie came on, they showed the trailer, and I plugged my ears and like closed my eyes because I wanted to go in completely blind to everything. I don't know why, but it's the first movie I did that for. I went in completely blind, didn't know anything, and I was completely shocked. I was completely dumbfounded. I thought it was horrible, and it just makes me mad thinking about it. I don't want to rewatch it, but I probably should. I thought the ending was weak, like the whole lead up to the whole fight, and then their fight was so bad. I just do not like it. It was so weak, and I can't get into Halloween Ends. I thought it completely disrespected me as a Halloween fan, and I don't know. I can't get into it. So that's my tier ranking of the Halloween movies. Let me know what you guys would change. I'll probably do a ranking and it'll look a lot different than this. So um, we'll see. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.